That's all right. You guys ready for your next comedian? Yeah. I have no idea where he's from, but he's hilarious. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the very, very funny Mr. Tom
All right, it's Halloween season. Happy Halloween, everyone. I spent all weekend putting these big, giant, fake spider webs all over my yard. I always wonder if the real spiders are going, damn! So, just to tell you a little bit about myself, I'm the dumbest of four. So report card day was real exciting for me. My brothers and sisters were all straight A's all the time, so I know what you're thinking. Dork alert. And I believed that your report card should be highly diversified. That works great for your stock portfolio. Not so great for my grades. Yeah, my future wasn't real good in academics based on that. So my dad would try and figure out, all right, we're going to talk about why you're so bad at school. And he would phrase the conversation as a multiple choice question, which I thought was a little cruel to give me a test on why I'm so bad at taking tests. It's like throwing a guy in a pool that can't swim to find out why he can't swim. So he would say the first option is A, you're dumb. And I was like, oh, it's me. And he would say, I'm not calling you stupid, your report card's calling you stupid. I said, well, my report card needs to watch its mouth. The second option was, you're lazy. And I was like, damn, Dad, why am I not good at school, dumb and lazy? I think that's pretty good. I hope this is one of those multiple choice where I can choose all that apply. So he'd say, well, I want to hear from you. What do you think the reason is? I was like, God, two top choices were obviously off the board. Let me think. And I'd say genetics. And then he would. So he would get very angry and say, that's a stupid answer, go to your room. And then years later, I found out that my mother had failed the 6th grade. And she was a wonderful woman. She was very embarrassed about it, but we didn't care. But I did turn to my dad and said, genetics isn't such a stupid answer now, is it? So when I met my wife, she knew I wasn't the smartest person in the world, but she didn't understand the full scope of how bad things were until we were married, which obviously is very bad timing for her. After we were married, I was doing some work, and she walked by the office, and she said, hey, what's all that scribbling in the margins of your paper? And I said, you know how sometimes you can't remember which direction certain letters and numbers go, like a S or a 3? I said, I just keep writing it down so it looks right. And I 100% expected her to go, oh, yeah, that's a great strategy. Everybody does that. Instead, she looked at me, and I could literally see her thinking, oh, my God, I legally married this man. And just watching the dreams and hopes fly away right while I was watching her, it was really amazing. Because imagine marrying someone and 3 months later realizing they don't know what a 3 looks like. You've got to kind of readjust your hopes for the future. Like, you're probably not going to get a luxury car. You're never going to be able to afford a second home. And your kids are going to probably drool a little bit more because of the mouth breathing. So speaking of kids, we decided to have them because what could go wrong? Good question. I'll tell you. I'm not going to get too sciencey here with you guys, but there's an egg, right? And the genes meet at that egg, and they have to decide who's going to go in. I think they usually do rock, paper, scissors sometimes, I'm not sure. But my genes were like, get out of the way, nerds. And they kicked her genes out. I went in the eggs, and now we have kids that can't read. So we took them down to Emory to see if they have dyslexia. Because Jenny, my wife, Jenny. Hey, Jenny. Don't do that. She always tells people I have dyslexia because it's much easier to say that than say that she married an idiot. So they said, well, they want to test you too to see if it's something genetic. And I said, I'm not going to be tested. And they said, we don't understand why you don't want to be tested. I said, because you're going to come out with your little clipboard with the results of the test, and you're going to say, I got good news and bad news. The good news is you don't have dyslexia. Yay! The bad news is you have, oh yeah, you're just a moron. So, all right, I'll do this one, see what happens. I'm not real smart, but I like to do a lot of research on Yelp. Before I can drop $12 on a lunch, I spend about an hour and a half in a parking lot reading reviews every day. And what I see people say, if it's a 1 or 2 star review, they'll say, it was good, but nothing to write home about. That's a really high bar you're setting. When's the last time you wrote home about anything? I've had some unbelievable meals in my life, and at the end of the night, when the waiter comes up to me and says, can I get you anything else? I've never said, yeah, stamp. And imagine if you did write home about it, your mother would be like, you didn't write me a card when your father died, but you just wrote me a letter about a bowl of soup. So I have a syndrome called resting bad at math face. I don't know if that's an actual thing, but I've got it. I was talking to this lady. People just pick up on the fact that I'm not good at math. I was talking to this lady the other day, and I said, how old's your kid? And she said, he's 7, but he'll be 8. And I was like, oh, thanks for doing that math for me. You did it all in your head. That's pretty impressive. I just wish I had my abacus here to check your work. My biggest regret is while she was there, I didn't ask her how old he'll be after 8. I'll probably never know. I think dog people are funny, or cat people are funny. Not people that look like cats or anything, but people that love cats. If you go up to them, they're almost embarrassed that they like cats, because you go up to them and say, yeah, I don't like cats. And they'll go, oh, well, you would love Ginger. She acts just like a dog. I'm like, well, if you love pets that act just like a dog, I know the animal you'd love. It's called a dog. I also feel bad for the cat because it's sitting there with all of its friends. I think it's like a snake going on my leg. They're sitting there with all their friends and they're getting called out. And I don't know if you guys watch the news or not, but cats and dogs do not like each other. So there's probably not a bigger insult you could give to that cat than saying it acts like a dog. All the other cats are looking at it going, I knew she acted like a bitch. It would be the same thing, stick with me here, if you guys were hanging out with all your Klan friends, right? And somebody comes up and goes, I don't like Klan members. And you go, oh, you love my friend Charlie. He acts just like a gay black Jew. Thank y'all.
Hi, Jenny. Oh my God, that was great.